onions, is it one onions? So are you saying that you didn't see that stuff? I need to look for it too. On today's episode of What I Am Making, welcome to my life. Okay, there's our scale. We have our scale here, and we'll be measuring our okra. And where's our book? Okay, has everybody joined? Oh yeah, hi, thank you for joining. I'll be starting in a minute. Once I have about one person or two people or three people. Okay. What's that? Come hi, come. Hello. Okay, guys, welcome back to my life. I don't know what day today is, but today's episode of making healthy meals that has helped me lose weight. I want to make okra soup because I've been craving swallow. So I'm going to make a very simple okra recipe that you can eat once or twice. I'm just going to make a very little portion that you can eat once or twice. And we're not going to be using a lot of condiments, but feel free to use as much protein as you would like. But for my okra today, I would only be using Titus fish, okay? That's mackerel. So like I said earlier, if you've been following my life, we always weigh everything we eat and so that we can be able to track our calories. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is get my pot and heat up some water. I have some okra here with me and I have my scale. I had already measured this before I started the video, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to measure it. So I have 249 grams of okra. Once I pour this okra into the pot, I'll measure my plate by itself. Oh, I want to put some water. Okay. I'm using sachet water today because I don't have time to go and start getting water. As usual, from time to time, I'll come back to my phone to check if I have any comments, and if I do, I'll respond to them. So, feel free to make your okra any other way because I'm sure this okra I'm about to make, a lot of people do not like to make their okra this way. Okra is usually the last thing that they add in their meals, which I also do, but for today, this is the vibe I'm feeling. Alright, and this is how I want to eat my food for today. So, I'm going to allow my water to heat up a bit and I'll pour my okra in there and stir it for a while just so that we get that sliminess from the okra. So I'm going to come back right now to my phone before I put in my okra to check if I have any comments, and if I don't, I'll come back, put in my okra, and then we can continue cooking. Hi, thank you guys for joining. Okay. Alright, so my water is pretty much heated up. I'm going in with my okra. Don't forget, I said my okra is weighing 249 grams with the Hi Maduka, I responded. I said, hi, thank you for joining. So in the moment I put in my okra, I'm just going to go ahead to turn it so that I can get that sliminess off my okra. From my okra, not off. I'm not trying to remove it. I'm trying to actually get it. Okay? So even if you don't do this, basically, you're still going to get basically almost the same result, but this is what I want to go for today. I'm now going to reduce my heat because I'm not trying to cook my okra right now. I'm just trying to get it to be drawing. Okay. So guys, I know I always say every day that my life is going to be very fast, but today is actually going to be very, very, very fast. So now that we're done with our okra, because I'm basically done with this, I'm taking it off the heat and it's time to cook our soup proper. Now for oil, because you can decide to skip the oil totally, but that's not the kind of okra I want to eat today. So I'm going to be adding my oil. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of palm oil, and once I'm done with this my meal, I'm going to log in everything that I used into my app so I'll be able to track my calories. Also, we post regular what's it called, regular recipes here. So my page is not only for healthy recipes, we post anything, but for this week I dedicated it to making healthy recipes. Okay, so this is 1 tablespoon, and okay, don't want it too full. So this is 2 tablespoons of palm oil. I want to use my spatula to make sure I get all of that oil out because it's very, very useful to me. Now I'm going to go ahead and fry some onions into this. Again, some people feel like frying onions into your soup, like your draw soup, will make it not to actually be slimy. I don't think that's true, but to each their own. This is yellow pepper, so I want to add some of it. Thank you, D Nice. Thank you so much. Hi, Diamond, my baby. Hi, Kendrick. Hello, Diamond. Hello, Kendrick. What's your auntie cook? Okay. So after frying my pepper and my onions, I think I want to add some more pepper. So let's just add all this pepper. I mean, why not? I love the heat. Oh, it's very, very hot actually. So normally, if I was cooking a normal pot of soup, at this point I would add my dry fish, stockfish, and all the other condiments. But since we are not doing normal right now, I'm going to add crayfish to this. I'm also going to add seasoning cube. Also, I do not have meat stock to use, but if you're trying to control the oil in your soup, then maybe meat stock is not even best because there's lots of oil from the meat. But then make this however you see fit. Alright? Now that my pepper and my onions are properly fried, I'm going to introduce back my okra from before. So I want to pan fry this okra for a bit before adding water. Alright, so now I'm going to add some water to loosen up my okra soup. I have some leftover chicken from before, chicken breast, so I just added that. It's not much, I just feel like using it. Our ingredient, our star ingredient, which is the protein. Don't forget, if you're trying to lose weight, you should eat more protein, less carbs. So, adding that, and we're going to stir this together. Don't forget, I also did not use meat stock, so I'll be adding some more seasoning cube. I barely cook with salt, so I do seasoning cubes instead of salt. But I'm going to give this a taste first before I add any more seasoning. I'm reducing the heat right now so that my okra doesn't cook totally. Oh. It's very hot, guys. This is good stuff. Okay, I need it to still loosen up a bit, so I'm going in some more water. Let's stir. Now I want to add a lot more crayfish, seeing that I don't have a lot of protein in my food. Right now, I'm going to come back to my phone, check for any comments that I have, respond to my comments, and then we can wrap up with our okra soup. It's okra, Jojo. Oh, thank you so much. Guys, the pepper is making me choke. Okay. So I think I'm gonna do one more seasoning. Now I'm adding my okra chunks. I'm trying to wait. $98 with the plate. And then I have some uziza leaf. I don't know any other name for uziza leaf, so if you know it, then you know it. So mix this together. At this point right now, I'm turning off my heat because my okra doesn't need any more heat. It's properly cooked, and the heat from the soup is going to cook the vegetables that I just added right now. So now we're going to proceed to make our swallow. For this recipe, we'll be using oat swallow. Basically, that's all I eat. If you're trying to lose weight, and even if you're not trying to lose weight, just eat healthy, then you should consider doing oat swallow. And the funny thing about oat swallow is that it's not even boring. It's very nice. You know, you can use any kind of oats. So I'm going to measure half a cup of oats. Hi, thank you, Devotions. Thank you so much. So this is the brand of oats I'm using. You can use any brand of your choice. So I'm going to set my soup aside now. Guys, can you see how fast this making this soup was? And I'll use this pot for my swallow. So normally for me, the quantity of swallow I eat is half cup. Where's my cup? So this is 1 cup. I'm going to measure half of this because I can't really find my half cup measurement. So I do half cup of oats. Feel free to eat however quantity you can, but make sure not to eat too much. So I'm gonna measure half cup of oats. This is it. I'm pouring my oats into my pan. Now I'm adding some water. So you need to add enough water to be able to dissolve the oats. So for some people, what they do is that they allow the water to boil and then they pour the oats into the pan and then start stirring. But if you want soft life like me, you put it into normal water, that's normal room temperature water. You dissolve totally before you turn on your heat. That way you already know the consistency of your swallow and it's just going to come out lump free. Okay. Hi Tumelo, I made okra soup, and right now I am making my oat swallow for my okra soup. So this is my healthy version of okra soup, and I'm making my oatmeal right now. Oat swallow rather. So let's turn this together. Okay. So I haven't turned on the heat yet because I'm trying to make sure I dissolve the lumps. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. I have dissolved 90% of it, but I don't want to spend any more time trying to do that. So you can see the consistency of my oats. Looking at it like this now, I know that my oats is not going to be too strong, right? Also, when you cook halfway, I would also add some more water to, so that the oats can fully cook, and it will also loosen up the swallow, because I like my swallow really, really soft. So now let's turn on the heat. I'm going to put it on medium heat. Normally I would use high heat, but because my pan is small, I'll be using medium heat. So all you need to do now is stir continuously. You're not meant to leave it per se. Yeah, you're supposed to stir till it forms into a dough, if that's the right thing to call it. So I also like to use my ceramic pan because it just makes life a lot easier. You don't have all those burns, and it's not really sticking to your pan per se, so you're getting everything out of your pot. So I'm trying to turn my pan so that you can see inside of what I'm doing. And once it has formed like this, I'm now going to reduce my heat and add some water. I've reduced my heat. I'm going to break it apart. Can you see that my swallow is soft? Break it apart. Now I'm going to add a little water. So this water is going to enable it to cook through. Okay. Also, the level of water you add is dependent on how soft your swallow is already. So if your swallow is already too soft, then you want to reduce your water. But if your swallow is hard, then you want to add a lot more water. So that as it's cooking, it's also getting softer. I'm going to cover it and allow the heat to cook it. So now I'm going to come back to my phone, check if I have any comments. If I don't, I would want to get a plate for serving this food because we're almost done. And then I'm going to serve my okra as well, and we can eat together. And then we'll call it the end of today's live. Tomorrow Sunday I'm not going to be on live, but we're going to resume our live from Tuesday. All right. Hi. Tumelo's younger brother. Hi. Thank you for watching with your brother. D Nice, thank you for joining so many times. I can see that you've been joining. Thank you so much for joining. I've already changed over to WhatsApp. You can't plug that this in there. Alright, so let's see what our swallow is looking like. Ooh, it's totally dry. I didn't add a lot of water. Can you see? Our hot swallow is ready to enjoy. I've just turned off my heat, and look at this swallow looking at me like the prize. Okay. So this is what half cup of oats swallow looks like. And now I'm going to add some okra soup. Okay. So Did I weigh my fish? Oh, I didn't weigh my fish, but it's okay. So guys, this is what our meal for the day looks like. So you have your okra, very little oil. You have your protein, add whatever protein you're comfortable with. You don't have to eat fish like me, you can start to eat meat. As long as you're watching it, is fine. And this is what we have for the day. I still have some of that okra that I could eat 2 or 3 more times. So right now I'm gonna come back to my phone before I dig in to know if this is gonna be a yay or a nay. But with me, it's always a yay because I know my onions. So I'm gonna come back to check if I have a comment. If I do, I'll respond and then we can dig in because this is actually very hot. And this is my first meal of the day. Not to say that you shouldn't eat. You can eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but just make it healthy. And if you want to do intermittent fasting like myself, then go right ahead. Okay. Saying that I don't have any comments, let's dig right into this right now. In Jesus' name, amen. Ouch. This is so hot. It's a yay, guy. Let's do this. I was gonna throw it up so that I can catch it and it fell off my hand. Let's try again. I did it. Okay. Guys, this is the main deal. So if you want to lose weight, you have to be intentional about making your meals for yourself to fit your diet. Okay, definitely if you go out to buy okra soup, it's not going to be like this. They're going to pack a lot of oil into your soup. So if you want to be serious about eating healthy, not just losing weight, you don't even need to lose weight though, just eating healthy generally, then taking some more considerations into making your food yourself, and just some little changes can go a long way. Okay. Wow, this is so good, guys. I have only fish as my protein, and I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Ooh, that's hot. So now I'm gonna come back again to my phone to see if I have a comment or two and respond. Hi, Sunflower. Thank you so much. Guys, I'm already getting full. Trying to debone it so that I don't have bone stuck in my throat. And guys, despite the fact that I steamed my okra a bit, it's still very crunchy. Very, very crunchy. Coupled with the last set that I added. What's this flying? You know? So let's try and finish our food. It's very hot, guys. Very, very hot. Also, given the fact that I put the plate on top of the gas when it was hot, so it's almost like I'm eating from the pot. Ow! You guys, this is so hot. It's making me not to pack the soup very, very well. Most people don't like to eat okra in public because they feel like it's embarrassing because of how dry it is. And for the people that said when you add onions into your okra soup or your ogbono, it's not going to draw, can you see that that's just a lie? Because my soup is super dry and I didn't even make it so runny. Just when I thought this fish was small, it's actually a lot. Oh yeah. We're almost at the ending of my meal. Also, when I was using the titles, I didn't add the skin of the titles, so you may want to omit that because that adds a lot of fat. But if you don't want to, it's still good. Your portion is what matters at the end of the day. So guys, I'm gonna come back to my phone, check for comments before I come back and finish up the last one. Hi Sunflower, I actually see comments, but because I'm far, I have to come back to check my phone for comments from time to time. So thank you so much for dropping your comments, and I can see this is not your first time on my live, so thank you for always joining. um yeah, African dishes are so lovely, like they are very tasty and very nice. Where do you live, Sunflower? Catherine, I'm eating okra and oats swallow. So I'm eating okra and oats swallow, and I'm literally at my last bite. Okay. Mm. This was so good. So I like to lick a little more soup, and I added some fish. So guys, this was really filling and very filling, very nutritious, very healthy, and what do I want to say? Feeling nutritious, healthy. You are full. You are not starving. You are eating healthy, and you are losing calories. So thank you for joining my live so far. I would love to see you guys here when I'm here on Tuesday. Tomorrow is Sunday, so I won't be here on Sunday. I also will not be here on Monday, but definitely on Tuesday I'm gonna be on your screen. So please, you can on your notifications so that whenever I come on live rather, you get the alert. All right. Thank you so much for always engaging on my posts. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Bye. Alright, Catherine, please make sure you join my live on Tuesday. Bye, guys.